Hello and welcome to On the Road with Stars and Spokes. I finally found a name for this whole project, On the Road with Stars and Spokes. And I'd like to say hello to Pascal. Hello, Pascal.
Hello, Steve. How are you? So you catch me again inside like a cafe, and I appreciate it looks like I just spend my entire life in cafes or pubs, but honestly, I cycle all day and just stop in a cafe or pub to talk to you because it's the only place that I ever come across that has Wi-Fi, and therefore it's the only time I can really do a broadcast with you. So I promise I don't just sit in cafes and pubs all day.
I feel like I've just been used as an excuse.
I haven't even got a bike. I'm just getting an Uber between cafes and pubs around the country. It's great.
Well, I can't really blame you for that. Should we kick up? You've had a few donations come through since we last spoke. So that's news. If I just read through these, because there's a few of them, let me just make sure. So Kelly D, sounds like a pop star, doesn't she? Strong effort, especially in this heat. Well done. So that's a nice message. Andrew and Rosie Higgins, looking fresh for day 5. Good. So they must have met you a few days ago then. Good to meet you at your pit stop, Pascal. Good luck with the rest of the ride and enjoy the wilderness in Scotland. Great cause and a great challenge.
Oh, brilliant. Messages like that are great. You know, they're a bit longer. And obviously the donation's great, but the message is brilliant as well. And of note, I think with those people, because as I said before, I've got this Heath Robinson, click here or go to this link to donate. This is why I'm doing it on my back. So as I'm riding along and as I stop in cafes to get like some cake and coffee, particularly when I'm in the queues, whoever's behind me in the queue, I think probably reads my back. And then I get like a bunch of donations, and I quite often actually get a tap on the shoulder from the person behind me in the queue saying, can I just take a picture of your back? Because as soon as I get home and I'm on the computer, I'm going to make a donation to your cause. Great cause. So then there's this awkward thing whereby they're stood behind me taking a picture of I assume it's my back, and then they donate when they get home. So it's lovely, but it's happening a lot, which is brilliant, obviously.
Yeah, so who knows what photographs are circulating through the internet now. So can I put in joking aside, could you get someone to take a photo of your Heath Robinson stroke punk
I need to,
on your thing, please, and just post it on your Instagram so people can see it? I'm sure it's probably a lot more entertaining to see it. Also, so in terms of the donations again, so the last one was Andrew and Rosie Higgins. The next one is Julie Higgins. So maybe they're all related. My husband met you today in Brompton on Swale Lakes Cafe. So you're in a cafe, of course, and wanted to wish you well on your journey. Stay safe.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's brilliant. I think that's the same cafe, which is like North Yorkshire. So yeah, no, that's perfect. I see I've just got a little bit fuzzy in the screen. I'm just going to try and wipe the screen really quickly. Sorry.
Yeah, you do that, and I'll move on to the next donator. A lady, called Steph Robb. Amazing effort.
Oh, Steph. Yeah.
Okay, so she said, happy to donate, and now that I've seen you in person, like it's real.
I met her just outside of Leeds. Yeah, she's an old friend of mine, and she turned up she found my route and then turned up there and set up and a lot of people have done this. A lot of my friends have done this, which is epic. Set up like a little picnic rug by the side of the road, and then brought a couple of brownies and a bunch of water, which is exactly what I need. And then some words of encouragement. Just hung out with her for sort of an hour and got my way. It's brilliant. It makes a massive difference to my ride when I know I've got that coming up at a certain point. So very generous. Thank you, Steph.
And just to confirm, this is all completely real. I've seen you in person en route to prove this mad adventure is actually real. Laughing. Keep going. You're doing amazing. Next up is Stephen Thornton. Bumped into you in Gusto, Newcastle. 5 days in good luck and a great cause. Yeah.
So as soon as I got to Newcastle, yesterday evening it was, as you well know, I have 2 pizzas for my dinner most of the time. So I popped in, I had 2 pizzas. He caught me eating 2 pizzas and has donated. So just like a random off the street, which is incredible. And the people in the north have been very, very generous. And what you don't see on there is the amount of money that people have just given me in cash. So I've got like now 150 quid, I think, in the back of my cycle jersey, where people just hand over the money when I'm eating rather than, going to the site and donating that way. So since I've come north of like Lincoln, people have been so generous. I'm incredibly humbled by it.
Yeah, that's really great of people. We have a couple of other donations, but they're not left any comments. But thank you to Julian F. and Anonymous, whoever you may be. Thank you very much. And also Jessica S. Just saw you in Costa.
Oh, Oh shit!
In Newcastle, good luck. So I think the coffee house tour from Land's End to John O'Groats is going great guns. What do you say to that, Pascal?
I say it's quite embarrassing, isn't it? I mean, it seems like I just get an Uber between various cafes and pubs across the UK, but I honestly do have a bike. This isn't just a cycle jersey for effect. My bike's out the front. But yeah, no, it's great. Every time, the fact that I stop so infrequently, and yet every time I do, people ping through donations says so much, and is really humbling, and I am incredibly grateful.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. But yeah, good luck with that as well. And I think it's really, really, really important that we read out these messages and show people support. Joking aside, because it makes it funnier for me, obviously, if you're always in coffee. So you, in our preamble before we went live, you said some oppos, mates of yours, were doing a delivery or something, driving. Do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, I've been completely overwhelmed by you sometimes forget how many decent friends you have in your life. And what I found throughout the ride is that people make such an effort to then find your track, locate the track, get onto the track, and then turn up with loads of food, a drink, whatever it is. And this evening is another example. Once I'm into Scotland, which I will be within the next hour or two across the border, then it's pretty much into wild camping. And I've got a few friends who live in Glasgow, and I was speaking to them last night when I was in Newcastle, and they said, where are you going to be? At what time? We'll drive down from Glasgow with some food. We'll drop it down to you. We'll eat together for an hour, and then we'll drive on back up to Glasgow. And that, it's like an hour and a half each way for them. And I just find it massively humbling when people do stuff like that for you. Like, it's really overwhelming. They're just going to take time out of their day, cook some food, drive it down for an hour and a half, eat with you, drive back up another hour and a half. It's just unbelievable, and it makes a massive difference to me. And when I say, look, you don't need to do it, and they're like, look, mate, we really want to do it because what you're doing is epic. It just makes a huge difference. So yeah, that's the plan for tonight.
So are you going to give them a TripAdvisor review on this delivery? Or is this how it kind of works? We don't obviously turn out with cold food or something like that, do we?
Yeah, if they turn out with cold food and just chuck it out. What is this? What are you doing, trying to kill me? At least make it warm. What's your excuse? Oh, you've driven an hour and a half. Okay, no, that's fair enough. So yeah, no, whatever turns up, it'll be a 5-star rating or whatever the top rating you can give on TripAdvisor. Yeah, very generous.
You probably got you could do all these TripAdvisor of all these cafes you've been in as well. That'd be quite.
Oh, don't be like that, Steve. Don't be like that. This is going to be the theme now for the rest of the trip, where you just take the mickey at me for stopping in cafes.
Or, well, to be quite honest, it's also what everyone's saying, so it's not just me. Fair.
So it's the other kids making you do it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just responding to our audience. So I'm just going to put the map up so everyone can see the map, because after my brilliant Calliope yesterday, then we might have another one in store. So I've got the map up. So whereabouts are you?
Okay, so I left, so what I call Calliope, what you call Calliope, I left that place this morning, and I'm heading across I'm going sort of from east to west, if you can see, just around about the Scottish border. So actually paralleling Hadrian's Wall at the moment. So as I'm going along, we're looking out and we're seeing sections of wall, which is amazing in itself. And I'm going to end up in the first kind of wild camp spot within Scotland. So crossing across into Scotland at Gretna in about an hour or so's time, and then up heading towards Glasgow thereafter, and then up the west side of Scotland to start with. That's the plan. Okay,
so are you looking forward to this wild camping?
Yeah, no, so I do a lot of it, when I'm not doing cycling, I do quite a bit of wild camping. If I'm out in the hills or walking about or climbing or mountaineering, whatever it is, I quite enjoy it. It's a really good way to sort of flexibly see the landscape, because you can kind of just drop your camp wherever you want to stop that night. And if you're feeling good, you push on a little bit further and then sleep, or if you're feeling tired, then you just get your sleeping bag out and there you go, you just get straight to sleep. So it's a really flexible way of getting about in the outdoors. So yeah, I like it. And once you're in your sleeping bag and once you're asleep, I mean, does it really matter whether you're in a 5-star hotel or asleep in a warm sleeping bag? To me, it doesn't hugely matter. So yeah, I do like it.
The idea of sleeping on a floor in a sleeping bag, it doesn't appeal to me. I'm too old. I want my creature comfort, please.
Yeah, you are a bit older, Steve, to be fair. Yeah, no, that's great.
Whoa, okay, so the tone week 2 is going to be a bit more challenging for us, is it, Pascal? our beautiful bromance deteriorating.
The cracks are showing. No, I do like it, and it also makes it worthwhile. I've lugged all this stuff throughout England with me on the bike, so I might as well use it to sleep in at some point.
Good idea. So did you get all your repairs and everything sorted? Are you...
Yeah, good to go. So I got a fresh set of gloves. So now I'm starting to regain feeling in a few of my fingers on my hands, which is great. And then, yeah, a few tweaks to the bike. It was nothing major, but just spent an hour sort of yesterday afternoon in town, yeah, making those repairs. So yeah, good to go in body and bike. So yeah, it's all going smoothly.
Brilliant. So what does the next 24 hours entail then? What kind of territory, what terrain are you on? I mean, I know cycling along Hadrian's Wall sounds absolutely beautiful, but
yeah,
what's it really going to entail from a cycling point of view?
Yeah, it's quite rolling. Like, it is really beautiful, and away from any sort of major towns now, away from Newcastle. Yeah, rolling greenery, which is good. The hills are lengthening out, and this happens as you get further north and into Scotland. Like, there are some big old hills in Scotland, but I don't mind them so much because they're kind of sort of long grinding hills, so you can set yourself into a rhythm knowing that you've got like a 2-mile climb coming up, but you get into a rhythm, and then down the other side there's like a good long descent on the other side. So whereas in Cornwall it was up and down, up and down, up and down, Scotland is very gradual ups and then gradual downs, and I prefer that's easier from a cycling perspective to get into a rhythm with it. So the next 24 hours is hopping across into Scotland, and then into Scotland this afternoon, evening, and then wild camping tonight, and looking at tomorrow, heading up towards Glasgow, and then I'm up into a naval base up at Faslane the night after. So back in Navy accommodation the night after tonight.
Gosh, getting there. So it's not far to go now, is it? So
yeah.
with the wild camping as well, we do need to tell everybody that we might not have as good internet coverage, surprisingly, in the Highlands of Scotland. So what we'll need to do is just, you'll have to do a recce, as it were, when you get to your approximate destination, and then we can see if we've got a signal. And if not, I'll be doing a public service announcement, I guess.
Yeah, and it's difficult to predict. So further on, once you get properly into the Highlands and deeper into Scotland, like, there's obviously not amenities. There's not really Wi-Fi. There's not a huge amount of places to stop. So, but I won't really know until I'm into those areas what options exist. So as you say, there may be a day or two where we might not be able to do it, or we may have to shift the timings, but we'll try as best we can. But some of it may be beyond my control in terms of connectivity, but it's what it is.
And that is the nature of the journey, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we must, of course, let people know to donate. It's really important they donate, because this is the reason why this is the reason why you're doing it. So the link is below the description. But would you like to tell us what the link is again, Pascal? Because I can never remember.
So if you head across to the Just Giving page, so it's justgiving.com and then /stars and spokes, all one word, then it's all over there. I think we've recently just passed through the 3.5 grand raised. It would be great if by the end of this trip we could maybe hit the 5k mark. I've got 5 days to go. If we can get somewhere near that £5,000 raised for those mental health causes, for the Royal Navy Royal Marines charity, that would be absolutely outstanding. So yeah, please do support, and drop a little note with it, a little message on the Just Giving page when you donate, because from a morale perspective it makes a huge difference, because I'm obviously doing it solo. So that'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah, I concur with all of that. Thanks to everybody who has donated. And please, as Pascal has just said, please leave messages, because as we're obviously enjoying those, and the support and obviously the feel-good factor around them is amazing. So I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, and if you can avoid talking about the fact that you saw me in a cafe, that would be fantastic. So just make the donation, say I look fresh, and just leave it there. Don't mention Costa Coffee or whatever cafe I might have been in that morning.
So obviously I want to know exactly what cafes you were actually in, because that makes it a lot more entertaining for me. But anyway, joking aside, great job, Pascal. Keep going, and thank you very much for joining me once again.
Brilliant. No, thanks, Steve, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Thanks all.